Alright, jump in here. Gonna be Mad Lions LNG getting started here. As always, the permanent band's coming through with Irelia and Yumi. Just never gonna see Irelia play a match. I think we saw her maybe once in early play-ins, and since then she has been permanently banned by any and all teams. LeBlanc going to come out as a ban for Mad Lions against LNG, and like this is gonna be an interesting moment here for at least this group between Mad Lions, LNG, Gen G, and Team Liquid, because this is gonna finally separate this team into upper halves and bottom halves. Those that have hope and those that may have no hope. Not exactly, but one of these teams is gonna end in the day. Two of these teams in this group are going to end the day at the bottom, and two of them are going to end the day at the top before we end off this round, at least half of the round robin. All right, rest of the bands coming through is going to be Twisted Fate, Misfortune. Misfortune getting a higher band priority as these games keep going, even though like the effectiveness of the character, at least in the terms of the ultimate, seems questionable, but I will definitely say she does contend very highly in the laning phase and can solo kill certain AD carries out. So it's going to be two support bans onto Kaiser, not allowing him. He's had a pretty solid Yumi, just getting onto Elioya, who's been... I'd like to just highlight here, like, Elioya is a rookie in his first year at Worlds, Armut of a similar nature, and this team is basically, like, going to be overperforming by certain metrics the entire time here at Worlds. The fact that they actually just took the LEC as well as they did was its own surprise on a local level. Granted, G2 is kind of hampered, if you will, and Rogue ended up having some choking issues, we'll say. But Ryze going to be the first pick out here. Humanoid still getting his mobility pick, still going to have some of that global pressure, but I guess LNG are going to be just fine with that. Ale picking up the Leona for Iwandi, so Leona still keeping that high priority. And now we're gonna see what else is they gonna actually try to secure here? So jungler. So Tarzan gonna get his Lee Sin playmaking in his hands. And it's been able to hold out itself pretty well here. Very high pick percentage. I think Lee Sin's been actually a part of most every draft. Oh yeah, and able to actually solo kill mid laners of a similar caliber. I think we saw in the last game where the Lee Sin was able to solo kill the Sylas around the level 11. And this is going to be a very early solo lane pick here. So Armut opting into getting counterpicked on Gnar. It's been pretty low in priority. I can't believe it even gotten banned. But it does not appear to have won much yet here. 22% win rate on that. And maybe Armut can find a way to start upping the stats for this champion. Human are going to pick up the Xinjiao for Elioya. So the top side of the map has been secured, and now LNG gets to actually really index into punishing the bot lane here. Probably going to give Ale, yep, the Camille will be a very safe pick here for him, going straight into Armut. I don't really see this really going anywhere else. Maybe the Jace, but I think Ale really wants this Camille. And actually, no, they're going to pivot. Icon's going to pick up his Syndra. Syndra we have not seen a lot in this tournament so far. Wait to see if we're actually going to see any pick rates. And it looks like even the production was not ready for that one. So we'll go into the bans. I still think that that Mad Lions are still going to get punished heavily in their bot lane. Support bans that could come out could be Rakan. Braum is a decent ban for at least stopping, or at least banning out the Braum, so that there's the very little presence from Syndra while still being 100% win rate, so it might actually be a sleeper pick. But yeah, Braum to make sure that none of the balls get blocked out, can definitely stuff the ultimate with just the Unbreakable. Meanwhile, alright, so now they're going to start actually getting rid of the top lane picks for Ale. The Jace is a good ban out there. They might actually also go for the Camille after that. I think this will actually also put the priority for mid lane into Icon's hands with the Syndra. Sylas could be a good ban, but I don't really think it's gonna... Yeah, Sylas top is not too likely. We've seen it, but I just don't think it... I could be taking the Syndra. Syndra top lane is a real thing. I just don't expect it. There's going to be the recon ban on the side of LNG. So trying to limit out the playmaking from Kaiser, but I don't think he'll even be shy about taking something else, even another enchanter. It just depends on what this bot lane's going to want to figure out here. And the Wukong getting banned out on the side of Mad Lions, that is very interesting. Just kind of shouting at Armut's favorite pick. And maybe stuffing a counter pick that Armut just doesn't want to face into. But the Camille has kind of been hovered, pretty expectant. So I think, I guess Armut's just going to be okay with taking that into the top lane. And maybe even the whole team prefers to face off against the Camille in team fights. Yeah. And there, all right, so we actually forgot about this entire combo. Carzzy and Kaiser are going to pick up the Aphelios and Thresh. So I think end of the day here, Mad Lions is trying to make sure they weren't going to have too many things to really mess with Carzzy. There are a lot of sort of things that can get to Carzzy and really mess him up and put him out of place or even just blow him up. But I guess they're going to be perfectly happy with this set. And Light going to pick up the Jhin. Very good bit of CC combination here. Yeah, a lot of setup, a lot of CC follow-up, a lot of long range here. Light doesn't really have to get involved. Icon's going to be able to actually stun from pretty far away. And also has a delete button. And there's, yeah, and Jhin also with a pretty high win rate so far, even though he's like, only has like a 7% pick rate. But this should give bot lane prio over to Mad Lions. There is sort of some counterplay with at least going all in from Light and Iwandi. I would not expect too much of it, especially at least with the early set of guns that Aphelios will have outranging Jhin and be able to sustain quite well. All right. So Kaiser gonna be able to actually have a great team fight impact here. Be able to even start out some fights here. That seems to be the only sort of problem here for the Mad Lions comp is that they're gonna have to depend on like a Gravitum gun from Carzzy, a Flash EW from Humanoid, a flank option while Nard up from Armut, or a hook for Flash Flay from like there's engage options on the side of Mad Lions, but they're just not reliable ones. You can't rely on a hook or a flash play here. Meanwhile, on the other side, they can literally just throw the stuns out from the Syndra, the Qs, and just the follow-up insects from Tarzan on the Lee Sin. Iwandi can just throw out his ultimate, throw out his solar flare about whenever he wants without a lot of commitment. Without having to overcommit really too much. And I can just throw out a W if there's any damage on anyone on the side of Mad Lions. So LNG feel like they have a little bit better options for engage compared to Mad Lions. So it's going to be really feel like it's going to be on Mad Lions to absorb the pressure from LNG when we get to like team fights, maybe these skirmishes, and then for Mad Lions to get the counter punch. Because yeah, and it's really going to come down to just Carzzy staying alive and trying to put on his carry pants. More often than not, Carzzy I think has been less of the major carry sort of ADC type, like an FBI or even say a Reckless. It's not too often that we see him actually be like the standout carry character, carry player for Mad Lions. Alright, so starting out here, looks like we're going to have just one ward there by the entrance to the jungle just to make sure LNG doesn't invade. Or at least know if LNG were going to invade to try to get that early ward, to track where Elia is going. Right now waves are crashing. And it does not look like there's going to be too much information for either team. They could infer off of maybe some movements that both junglers are starting on the red buff, which does mean that Tarzan is going to end up bot side by the end of his clear, unless there's another creative pathing. We saw some creative pathing earlier today with RNG to really punish just what has become a very standard clear pattern from like red to chickens on from there. And here's going to be an engage here. Kaiser actually going to get chunked out here. Not too much traded damage from Carzzy and Kaiser. And there we go. Going to get something onto Light. We're going to arm it, trying to get at least some of that early advantage with the range onto the Camille's. Going to miss 2 CS there. It's going to hurt a little bit. And it looks like, okay, so here's going to be an adjustment from Tarzan. He's going for the early level 3 here. He's gone from red buff to chickens. And I think they're actually trying to punish what's happening here. The heal's going to come out from light here, but Kars is going really low. That's going to be a great damage there onto light, but he's not going to be able to finish them off. Now Iwandi kind of caught out here. Lee Sin is going to be able to actually move to this. And Kaiser's super low. That's going to be 2 summoner spells burned out of Kaiser. 3 on the side of all of LNG, but Lee Sin, I think he's looking for this, waiting for this. This wave gets a little bit too much further, and they're going to be able to re-engage on this. Flash still available for Iwandi. He can flash stun Karzi, flash stun Kaiser. And it could get really dicey, but Tarzan's going to move away from it. Yeah, so he doesn't want to lose too much more pace on this clear. Because right now, Elio has been able to probably get a camp ahead. Elio has only skipped his Krugs. He's on, and he skipped his Wolves. So he's actually trying to actually get some priority as well. He's going to spot that ward. I think he's just going to try to kill the Scuttle Crab and not waste any time. He does have a scanner, so he'll be able to actually get that ward. And Humanoid, he's getting bodied here. He's about brought down to half health. Icon's been doing a great job, and Humanoid not really able to get much trading back. He's used all of his pots out of the corrupting potion. It's gonna be slight engage from Armut. Little trade there from Ale. Cannot get that Q, that secondary Q off. Humanoid forced to back. He's probably going to teleport back in. But yeah. Yeah. So Armit's still doing well here. And now here goes the catch up. When it becomes light, it's going to connect on the Icon. They're not going to be able to get much else done. Tarzan has arrived here. The Sonic Wave does not connect. Iwandi is here as well. He still has his flash. But they are not going to follow that play. Icon low on mana. And still just level 5. So not enough potency in that gank to probably even secure a kill. Yeah. This is also putting Armut in a dangerous position here. He has great control, but the wave is very much stuck right there, and they might... I don't think they're going to see him. They do not see him. Oh, he's going to get caught out here. Armut is in danger. He's reading it out. Ali started stepping forward to where it's going to be really dangerous. Armut with no flash here. He's going to get hot up. The hookshot's going to connect here, and he's going to actually get the jump out, but the Sonic Wave's going to follow, and the resonating strike, and that's going to be first blood over to Tarzan. Armut, unfortunately, getting baited in here, not able to actually get that wave to crash to reset it. He's going to have to teleport back once he revives to catch that wave so he doesn't lose too much CS. The best news is that kill did not go over to the Camille, because the stability of the top lane is what Mad Lions are going to need to at least bridge themselves into a later part of this game. Because there's something about so if we're going to speak about like late game advantage is definitely over on Mad Lion's side, especially with Karzi on this Aphelios. Meanwhile, what's really kind of fun for the Jhin is that Jin's effectiveness kind of occurs as soon as he has his W, as soon as like level 2 occurs. His ability to allow for follow-up and to really just put people in trouble. Oh, and that flash I don't think was really necessary. I think it was, yeah, Ali looking for an aggressive trade into Armut as he turned into his infantile form, we'll call it, into Mininar. And at this point, there's not much else to really be done. Able to get the jump on to the minion, but because of the Sonic Wave. That's going to be an interrupt there. Ali actually going to stop out the hook shot, and that's going to be a catch. The Gnar does not catch. Ali's going to get a good bit of heals from that, and they're going to have to overcommit to this. There's going to be the stun, and the auto attacks are not going to be able to get it. So much turret damage being absorbed there, and Humanoid is so low here right now. He's got a back. I don't think he's actually going to be able to back with this minion wave here. And it's going to be an execution. So XP given over to Ale. And here comes the teleport play here. So it's going to be 3 coming in here. That's going to be Ale's teleport. And now Elia and Armut are in some trouble here. No ultimate available for either player right now. That's going to be the unleashed power on to Elia. He's going to get caught out by the Hextech Ultimatum. That's going to be a kill in Ale's favor. So this is the overreach from Mad Lions gets punished And unfortunately, that's how that cookie crumbles. Honestly, if Ale dies there, like frankly, for like 5 seconds sooner, they don't even end up in that position. They're able to get out. Humanoid doesn't have to die. Uh, so yeah, that's quite unfortunate for Mad Lions. I guess you could say it's unfortunate that Camille doesn't get played more often in the LEC. Kaiser sitting in the area. Humanoid's gonna be able to dodge out. Little lantern. Oh, Army about to get caught out here. There's going to be the catch. The kid's going to bring him in here, and Hookshot's going to actually secure him. Armit's going to actually gnar them into the wall here. Double stun here with the wall up. And there's the boulder. But Kaiser has arrived to get them out, and now they're going to be able to actually get the security on the first major objective on the map. It's going to be the Herald. Icon, Iwandi, they're in the area. But it looks like they're going to be able to burst this down and get it really quickly. And Karzi and Light look like they've kept themselves in other areas. So Karzi not losing out on any CS. Actually, with about a 10 CS advantage over his lane opponent. So doing pretty good there. Yeah, they should be able to actually get the equalization as long as they can get the Herald off in time. Meanwhile, though, LNG are beginning their Dragon stack here. And this is where it can actually really put a lot of pressure on the Mad Lions to make more plays a little bit faster here. So Mountain and Cloud are the first two Drakes, which means we're going to have either an Infernal or an Ocean Drake. I think either team would be pretty happy with either, although I'm sensing on account of the lack of poke from either team, it's probably going to be more favored for the Infernal for both of them. Now Armut getting the trade in onto Ale. He's got to get the wall up actually and get a secondary boulder. Ale is going to be in trouble here. He's going to actually have to hook shot away from Armut. So Armut with a really great set of trades there, using, well, they both actually had the Shane. So just using his advantage there, using what he's got. And he had the Gnar ultimate available and a flash. I think he could have actually killed Ale there. But I guess he's just trying to hold back. But now he's going to get he's got to get put into a rough position here. Oh, and that's going to be an easy, oh man, one more auto and Ale's dead here. But Iwandi is here. And if Armut's going to be able to get at least a turret plate up. But then I think Iwandi's actually going to really jump into this. And he's already used his jump. Flash is available. He does not flash the Zenith plate. He's going to gnar them both, but he's actually going to be able to get the auto off. He's going to kill Ale. They're going to overcommit here. Humanoid has arrived as well. They're going to be able to actually root down. Secondary bolt is going to come on to Iwandi. Turret plate shots to be taken by Humanoid. He's going to actually get blown up here. The stun's going to move him, and now Armut trying to run away. He's going to be in the jungle, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to actually come chase him. Right now, the Lee Sin is bot side, playing cover for Light while Iwandi is away. So they're going to be able to get a 2-for-1 trade there top side. We're kind of actually sitting in what it's a classic Mad Lions game here. Humanoid dies, and Mad Lions get ahead, and that's actually going to be the play that gets them ahead in the gold lead. So the secondary play where they all got chased down and died, it's now been sort of washed away here. 2 kills onto Armut as well. He's gotten his Divine Sunderer. That's the first mythic actually finished up here for the game. So Armut really sitting here proving himself here on the international stage against Ale, who is looking like definitely the best top laner in play-ins, but contending for for just the big batch of good top laners in this tournament. Humanoid almost gets himself out, but the stun from the Scatter of the Weak from Icon just cancels the Realm Warp, unfortunately. And luckily for Armut, Tarzan is nowhere near him, so he can actually run away and get out of that play scot-free. Yeah, that's actually a really great sort of expanded point there. If Ollie's delayed either by kills or that Armid's just put far enough ahead, there is going to be a certain point where like the great threat that is Camille at like 2-3 items just it doesn't exist. And now Elioya gonna get blown up here. The gold's gonna go over, but that it was an unnecessary train. I don't think he was expecting all of that damage. He didn't get off his crescent guards, so maybe he was expecting that to work out. But they were all also kind of on top of him, so a little less than favorable for that trade there. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's gonna be actually the great challenge there. Is that Icon's probably the most reliable disengage onto the Gnarls from Armut. Humanoid gonna be a little bit of trouble here. Does not know that there are 4 here bot side. Realm Warp is available, but I don't think he's gonna be able to get much else done here. And that's gonna be done there. Teleport's gonna come in from Armut, but it's just gonna be to collect the waves, honestly. Unless Mad Lions they want the collapse onto this, they'll be able to catch on. Gonna get 2 out here. Ollie's actually gonna be able to jump out, but oh boy, Armut, I think you've actually overstayed your welcome. Mad Lions. Oh, that's not looking good. That's not going to looking good here. Unleashed power is still available for Icon. The W actually gets blocked out by Karzi or Kaiser. Oh, and he's going to get caught. Icon's going to be able to catch them and run from there. There's not much else that can really be done here. Karzi was staying topside. Like he stayed in the mid lane for that whole collapse here. I feel like Mad Lions being a little bit too optimistic, may have not been fully aware of how many. I feel like they might have been, but I feel like they just overestimated what they could do, or just weren't unaware of how many members of LNG were their bot side collapsing onto Humanoid. Yeah. Definitely. Oh, and we're about to actually sit with another situation here. Teleport not available in Armut, and Karzi is 5 miles away. He's still at base backing. Karzi not really matching what plays that Mad Lions are doing. I think he's taking his job of farming for late a little bit too seriously. I really want to see him in some of these skirmishes and some of these fights here. To the second hole, it looks like it's going to be LNGs. There's not too much. Karzi's still sitting in mid lane. So 4 have arrived from Mad Lions. Camille's being left top, but that could provide a flank opportunity here. And LNG not getting too shy. Karzi has arrived. Blue and white guns are pretty good. All right, they're going to be able to secure it. Elio's going to pick up the eye, and they're going to try to catch Ollie. He's going to hookshot away over to the red buff, and not going to be able to get that Gnar off. But that'll be a Herald down, and that will be another turret gone. Now Armut trying to get a little greedy here. Going to grab these Krugs. Elio is still in the area here. And now, yep, not too much else gonna, just posturing. We're just posturing right now, everyone. This Armut's gonna kill off all these rock bodies. And we're gonna be able to get another charge off here onto this turret, and then we'll probably leave from here. Try and actually secure the turret. Ally forced to run away. And Narbar almost complete on the side of Armut. Teleport's going to come in from Humanoid to catch this wave bot side. No. Well, that's the only really power point that LNG really has right now. Luckily, their map movements have gifted them a second Drake here. And that'll let us know. All right, we're going to have an Ocean Solar. So more brushes around, more honey fruit, and that soul. It's curious if we're going to get that late in the game, considering the pacing. But I think that would actually, I feel like that would serve. It's not really going to serve either team all too much. Maybe Armut when he's in Meganar just for regenerating some of that big health, but I just don't think it's going to last long enough. So the Ocean Soul, it's going to be the pick, but I just don't feel like it's going to be that big of a deal until we get to some serious siege moments with Baron and the like. Now, Mad Lion's looking into the river, not really for anything. Kars is going to be able to dodge out the Solar Flare. He's going to get the hook onto Light, and they're going to be able to actually get a little bit of damage onto him, but that's just... I don't see why they really need to go into that river. There's not really a lot of good reasons to go there. The dragon's already gone. You hit tab, check your timer. Mad Lions don't really need to do anything there. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to get scary. If LNG get this next trade, it's going to dictate what Mad Lions have to do. They don't get to actually write their own plans. Like, LNG just gets to write it for them. So, like, in the next 3 minutes, Mad Lions are going to have to make a decision whether or not they are going to secure this next Drake. So, securing these Ocean Drakes or just let LNG make these decisions and kind of take over here. Armut getting a little trade-off here. First turret is secured by LNG. Tarzan is arriving, and he's not going to actually get the catch. Sonic Wave does not connect either, but Elioya has arrived here, and Icon's getting super low. When becomes lighting does not connect. Armut's going to get himself turned into Mega Knight. It's going to get thick enough here. There goes the goal stopwatch for Icon. He's going to be able to run away. Kaiser has arrived, but Iwandi is here as well. Now there's a fight bot side, and that's going to be a dead rise. Humanoid goes down here, but they're going to get a kill onto Lee Sin top side here. And now here comes the gen shots from over the bow. Kaiser is going to go down. That's a 2-for-1 trade in the favor of LNG. Ali's going to be able to get some alone time here with this bot lane tier 2 turret and start evening up these turret kills. And there's the teleport in from Armut just to keep him on the run. He's going to hook shot away. So teleport having to be expended by Armut. And this is not ideal. I don't really see LNG as a good Baron taking team. Mad Lions clearly have that in their favor from Armut, but definitely from Karzi. Yeah. Alright. So item check, nothing too crazy. Actually, yeah, Humanoid ahead of Icon round in terms of just completed items. So how did this actually go down here? So Humanoid dies to this. I think he steps a little bit too far forward, trying to kite them away. Puts out the Everfrost, but once that's gone, Ali just engages. The flash from Humanoid is not early enough to cancel the ultimate, and so yeah, Ali just gets to follow him wherever he goes. I don't even think LA spotted that ward. He still doesn't see that ward. And now, alright, I think we're now reached that point. 2 items for Ale, and Armut cannot just push him off and fight him off. They're even now on items, basically. Like, it's a door and shield in favor of Ale, and that's just not a lot right now. Alright, here we go. This is going to be the major fight here. 14 seconds till this Ocean Drake arrives. Icon has teleported in. He's completed his Hourglass. So he's got another point of interest, another spell, if you will, to allow himself to tank up fights, get another round of spells in. And really, it's going to be all eyes on Karzi. He has to basically win this fight for Mad Lions. Armut can get a Meganar in, but most of the damage on the side of Mad Lions needs to come from Karzi. He's been farming this whole time, not really taking part in a lot of the skirmishes. Now he needs to show up here. Armut sitting on the backside of the Dragon Pit. It's going to get started up by LNG. Light's going to step up. Ale looking on the flank. He's going to actually hookshot in, but Icon kind of being caught on the backside of the Dragon Pit, trying to actually just prevent Armut from doing anything. Dragon super low here. It's about to be 1500. It's going to get secured by LNG. It's going to be third Drake here, but now here comes the team fight. Iwandi goes golden. He's going to dodge the Moonlight Vigil. It's going to be Gale Force in, but Cars is actually going to get isolated. He's going to get blown up here, destroyed by Tarzan, and now the rest of the fight is going to ensue. It's just Armut and Karzi left standing. Humanoid fell a long time ago, and now it's 4 alive on the side of LNG. No jungler, and they can go for Baron off of this. There's nothing really stopping them. 20 seconds left on most of the Mad Lions till they get up here. That can be enough time for them, because all they lost was their Leona. So LNG going to be able to secure their third Drake, put themselves on Soul Point, and also swing this game massively in their favor by picking up this Baron. They're getting everything right now. They are just winning everything. They've retaken the gold lead by a much more significant margin, about to be at 3K ahead before we even get the Baron slain. And I feel like it was just an overreach on the side of Karzi. Gale Forces, looks like actually I think he flashed in. All right, so they get the root onto Iwandi, but the smite just is made true. And there's the they don't even get out. Iwandi actually able to flash away, but that's just too much from Karzi, and there's not enough peel. Everyone just kind of gets pushed away. Once he gets put into that Hextech ultimatum, it's like a reverse shockwave from Orianna. Just everyone gets pushed away. No one gets like brought over to each other in some, trading places. All right, looking for a play here topside. If they can cut off like half of, at least a part of this Baron buff, that would do a lot of good for stuffing the Baron power play. But Ali is going to be wise to the antics from Mad Lions, and they're just going to be forced to reset and accept the waves as they come. Oh, they're still looking for this right now. Ale. He's going to put the minion wave in between him and the bush, and the hook's still going to come out early enough. And Ale, he's going to put the out in Hextech ultimatum, but he's actually going to get ulted. He's going to get caught out and stunned. So that's going to be 1 kill on the far side of the map. While LNG start taking all these turrets, Karzi's standing alone as the sole defender. He's got green and red gun. Not the best for wave clear here, and he just can't really step up too much. Icon gets 1 scatter of the week onto him. Light follows up, and then the man's going to be blown up. So 2 turrets taken in the favor of LNG. They are now 5 turrets to Mad Lions 3. Yeah. All right, so Humanoid backing off should at least bolster the defense at his base. But LNG being sort of pushed away. There's still 1 minute and 12 left. They've got a bot lane wave that they could work with. But it almost feels like both teams just want to find a fight here. Want to find the other team out here. Elio is going to get scattered the week, but not stunned off. There's going to be the Gnar out from Armut, but Tarzan's going to be able to go golden with his stopwatch, and that's going to be a team fight winning ultimate gone away with. And here comes Ali. He's going to actually stun up here. Karzi's going super low. It's still going to be dived upon, but he's got the red and white guns. He's going to be able to actually get so much more work done, but he's still going to go down. And here comes the scatter. Triple kill from Icon. He is just blowing up Mad Lions, and Tarzan's just going to chase down Armut. It's going to be secured by Light. I think we might just be at the end of the game here, ladies and gentlemen. Here, 30 seconds left on this Baron. They've got a wave being ushered in by Ale. No Baron buff on him required. Humanoid is up and available, but I just don't believe he's going to have the firepower to secure a full wipe onto this LNG squad here. 5 available. Tarzan's just going to go in just to zone him away. Everfrost's going to come out, but he's going to get blown up as well. Another kill, artificial quadra kill for Icon in this final minute. And that's going to be a fantastic counter punch set from LNG, putting themselves at the top of their group here.